Action. I'm gonna say action, yeah.
Okay, action.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Oberlander.
Samantha Ward.
And I'm Hannah Cooper. And today we'll be talking about women's role in the workforce with a particular emphasis on women in the engineering industry. And then we'll discuss some specific engineering firms who could benefit from Skillsoft's Women in Leadership software. So first we'll talk about women's underrepresentation in the workforce in general. So in 2010, the Department of Labor published a statistic that women make up 47% of the total workforce. So they've actually almost caught up to men in terms of number in the workforce, and actually I read several articles that seem to imply that it probably has already passed the 50% mark. But there is still a problem with underrepresentation of women in positions of leadership. And particularly in the STEM industries, those industries demonstrate a particular lack of women in leadership. So next we'll be discussing what exactly is STEM. So I don't know if all of you are familiar with it, but STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. So it's all careers related to those industries. And the STEM industries are rapidly growing. I actually read one article that referenced that many of the STEM industries are growing at a faster rate than people are being educated in those careers. So there's certainly many career opportunities for people with degrees in STEM. And this has application because there's a severe lack of women in STEM in most capacities, especially in leadership. So next I'll be discussing what women's role in STEM. So a recent statistic mentioned that 40% of college majors in STEM-related industries are women. But when you look at actual numbers in the workforce, women account for only 27% of the workforce in STEM-related careers. And actually, I read an article that seemed to indicate that a lot of that statistic is bolstered by women's numbers in biological science. So if you took biological science away from the other STEM careers, the number or the percentage of women would actually be significantly lower than that. So although all industries in STEM could benefit from more women entering the workforce, engineering is one industry that demonstrates a severe lack of women, and Sam will be discussing more about women in engineering.
Okay, so for the past 2 decades, a mere 20% of engineering graduates have been women. 40% of the women with engineering degrees either leave the profession or fail to enter it completely. And that leaves just 11% of the females who are still practicing the engineering. Next slide. So why do women leave engineering? Although many people think that women leave engineering because of caregiving reasons, that is not the case. In fact, studies from Nadia Fod, I think I pronounced it right, she's a psychologist from the University of Wisconsin. She says the biggest reason why women leave is because of the environment, whereas only 17% of the women leave is because of caregiving. Women struggle to find opportunities to advance in their vocations, and they also experience hostility, sexism, and discrimination, which makes the women feel uneasy at times and gives them a lack of self-confidence. Lastly, women's wage gap is far below that of the male colleagues. I couldn't find anything on the United States wage-wise, but for Canada, for women, it's $61,100 a year, whereas the males is $66,300. So that's a good $5,000 something difference. Next one. Okay, so how do we fix the problem? We change the climate. Women need to speak up and be heard if there's an issue going on, as well as colleagues need to stop discriminating and being sexist. They can raise the wages for women to match the same as it is for males, and they can allow women to grow and advance in the workplace. So I looked online and I got 4 people that are powerful engineers today And Luca Curitin, she is the CIO for NASA, and Marissa Maya is the CEO for Yahoo. And Jets Fitzpatrick is the Vice President of Engineering for Geo and Local at Google. And Lauren States is the CTO of Cloud Computing and Growth Initiatives at IBM.
So when we went on to Hoover's, Lauren and I found CDI, which is an engineering company. So when we found them, their services include commercial aircraft and naval architect design. And in the whole company, there's a total of 6 women, but only 1 woman is in the hierarchy, and that is Rebecca. So CDI's top 3 competitors include Burns & Rowe, Epson, and Mustang, and all of which have more women than CDI in their hierarchy. So for Burns & Rowe, their services are similar to CDI's. They have a worldwide industry and they do a lot of government services through engineering, so like bridges and roads and stuff like that. So, and they have 4 women in their hierarchy, or 3 women in their hierarchy, I'm sorry. And the big thing that Lauren and I liked about Burns & Rowe was they have a huge connection with Power Women's Network, which is basically a way to pull women into the workforce of engineering and try keeping them all in and making it more aware to other women. For Epsilon, their services include TI Sport and Marine Markets. They also do field services, environment issues, and industrial issues. Casey Callahan is a tech officer, so that's probably one of the higher ones that we have. And then Robin is a VP of Sales, and Stephanie is the VP of Human Resources. For Mustang, same type of idea. They're engineering and management services. And they also have 3 women in the hierarchy of their company. So in conclusion, we decided that Burns & Rowe would be a great source for Skillsoft. With their connection with the women's entities and already focusing on how to get more women into the workplace, we felt that they would be a great opportunity for Skillsoft to explore and to get more accommodated with, to try helping bring more women into the workplace of STEM. And are there any questions?